Hello folks, my name's Daron Raynor.
And I'm Dani Ondreka, and we're from Kettering Health.
And we're here to give you some strength exercises that you can do for at home, at work, at school, anywhere to help improve your function and strength full body.
Today we're going to be doing full body exercises that may require a band or some weights, but if you don't have any of those available, don't worry about that. You can do all of these exercises with body weight options as well.
All we need is a willing attitude. So, Dani, you ready?
Yes, I am.
All right, let's do it. First, we're going to do a warm-up. So we're going to start with some neck rolls. We're going to go for about 30 minutes. So we're just going to drop our chin down to each side. We're going to roll over to the other side, take deep breaths, and then drop back and go the other way. And just roll around, feel the stretch in that neck. Many times we get stiff, especially when we're sleeping or if we're sitting at a desk all day. We want to really mobilize our joints so that we can have a safe and effective workout. All right, next, we're going to have shoulder rolls. So we're going to be nice and tall. Chest is going to be up. We're going to bring our shoulders up to our ears, drop it behind us, and down to our feet. And we're just going to repeat. Roll it up to the ears, back down for a repeat. Dani's here. She's going to be providing our modifications for some of the exercises that may be for those who might be wheelchair bound or may not have as much mobility and want to be able to do things and perform the exercises safely. Let's drop and go the other way. Drop forward, bring the shoulders behind, deep breaths. And sometimes it helps to have your hands down to your side as you reach for the floor. Kind of just gives you a little bit more added effect. And very good. All right, so now we're going to do arm circles. I'm going to bring my arms out into a T, and I'm going to just make small circles forward. Dani's going to give us our modification.
So we could either be low at our sides, if that feels a little bit better to us, or we have the option to come up and down, opening up some space in our shoulders here. But we do want to be able to feel some rotation in our shoulders. Our shoulders move in a lot of different planes. So it's great to be able to have safe rotation to prevent injury.
Absolutely. Thank you, Dani. And let's drop and let's go the other direction. Now, sometimes you can have your arms up, your palms facing outward, or you can drop your palms downward, depending. You can feel different types of stretches. Sometimes you might even feel the nerves getting a little bit of mobility too. But always stay in a safe range where it's comfortable and not painful. Okay. Now we're going to transition into some marching. All right. So I'm going to be nice and tall. I'm just going to alternate my arms and my legs. I'm going to bring my knee up, bring my arm up. I'm just going to march like so. Dani has our modification.
It may be easier if you're seated to scoot to the edge of your chair. You want to make sure you're not sinking back into the seat, but staying nice and tall and engaging your core by pulling your belly button in and up.
Very good. Thank you, Dani. What we're also trying to get is just some mobility in those hips. Get those muscles nice and stretched out in the legs for our lower body segment, which is going to be our first circuit in this exercise component. Finally, we have our huggers. So stand up nice and tall. And before you work out, you want to give yourself some love. You're here, you're exercising. You deserve all the credit. Open the arms out, bring it in. Make sure we're taking good breaths. Open the arms out, bring it in. Feel a nice stretch in the chest. And also, feel a good squeeze in those shoulder blades. Getting some of those bigger muscles in the back and in the chest stretched out and also squeezed so that we get a lot of blood flow into those areas. All right, and that completes our warm-up. All right, team. So we're going to start with our lower body segment right here. And what we're going to do is we're going to do some chair squats. So we're going to go for 10 to 15 repetitions. I'm just going to show you 10, but if you're feeling good, go ahead and do 15, okay? So we're going to stand up nice and tall. I'm going to sit into my hips, touch the chair, stand up, that's 1. Sit into the hips, stand up, that's 2. Don't let your chest fall, keep the chest up, that's 3. Dani has our modification for us.
If you have a very hard time getting up out of your chair, you're more than welcome to use arms if you have any arms on the side of your chair, or maybe a counter or a table in front of you to help yourself push up. If that seems to be too difficult, feel free to sit tall here, and we're just going to do some glute squeezes. We squeeze nice and tight in those glute muscles, feeling your body elevate just a little bit out of your chair. Hold for 2 to 3 seconds and then relax. And I love these because it's almost like a secret. No one knows you're exercising.
There you go. Thank you very much, Dani. Shake the legs out, shake the arms out, and then you get to transition into your next exercise. So what we have here is seated leg extensions. We're going to work the front of the thigh, grab the bottom of your chair, sit up nice and tall, and try and kick your legs out and back down, heels to the ground. Up and 2. Dani has our modification for us.
I will be alternating sides in case it's too hard to lift those legs at the same time. We do need to keep a lot of core control here to make sure that body does not fall back. So you choose the level that works best for you.
I don't know about you, but I'm feeling that burn in the front of my thighs.
I 100% am. Well, the more you think about it, the more you're going to feel it. It's that mind-muscle connection. If you think about squeezing your leg as straight as you can get it, those muscles are going to work just a little bit harder.
Absolutely. Thank you very much, Dani. And if you want to add a little bit more effect to it, you can always hold for about 2 to 3 seconds and lower back down. You don't have to just go through a full swing thing. Go up, hold for a second, and return back down. Okay? Now we're going to do our leg curls, where we're going to work the back of the thigh in front instead of the front of the thigh. So we're going to be nice and tall. Legs are going to be out where they were when we did the leg extensions. We're going to drag our heels underneath us. So nice and tall, curl, 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 squeeze. This is where that imagination that Dani spoke of is really going to have to come in. Pull it back, squeeze the thigh. That's 2. Pull it back, squeeze the thigh. That's 3. And also, it does help when you have maybe a little bit more of a slick surface as opposed to a lot of friction. So you can get a little bit more of a smooth glide, okay?
Unless you want more resistance.
Unless you want more resistance, exactly. Dani, what's our modification here?
So here I'm just doing a single-sided leg curl, and it really does help to imagine pulling back from your heel, because the more the back of your foot is in charge and doing that work, the more it's going to engage the back of your thigh. So I'm just taking my time here, one side at a time.
Thank you very much, Dani. All right. And now let's go ahead and stop. Remember, 15 seconds in between. Give the legs a little bit of a shake. So now we're going to go into our calf raises. So I'm going to bring our chair here. You can have your hands on the chair for assistance, or if you're feeling really good with your balance, you can have your hands to your side. We're going to go up on our tiptoes and back down. Up on the tiptoes, back down.
If you're seated, you're more than welcome to do this exercise either with nothing in your lap. You can grab a few weights if you feel comfortable here and want to add a little bit of resistance. Or if you have a grandchild you want to throw on your lap, that might add a little bit more resistance as well. Just making sure we're concentrating on squeezing through the calf as we lift the heel.
Very good. Thank you very much, Dani. You should be feeling that squeeze right in the lower part of the leg, in the back, right in those calves, strengthening those ankles. Hold for about 2 to 3 seconds, and you should be all good. Okay, let's pause again. Shake it out. Okay, and now we're going to repeat that round again. So we're going right back into our chair squats. Dani has our modification. Again, nice and tall. We sit down, we come up, exhale.
And if we're seated, we're hitting those glute squeezes, holding for 2 to 3 seconds at the top, and then relaxing back into that chair.
Good. 5, you got this.
That second round always
6.
feels a little bit different.
Indeed. 7, starting to feel the burn a little bit more. 8.
Now we know what's going on.
Always remember, I always tell people, burn is your friend, okay? Pain is not your friend, but feeling a burn, you're getting those muscles to do what they're supposed to do, and they're going to benefit because of that.
Absolutely.
All right, 15 seconds. Give it a little bit of a kick out. Let's go ahead and get ourselves set for our next exercise, our seated leg extensions. Heels out, chest up. 3, 2, 1, and go. 2, 3. And also, one thing to note, you may have been able to do the regular variation of the exercise, but because of fatigue, you have to go into modification. That's okay, and that's very good. You're listening to your body. That's what we want to build, is awareness of our bodies.
Absolutely. Your pace is also your own. So if you're going faster than us or slower than us, you know how hard you're working because you know your body better than anybody else does. So just take your time and make sure you're challenging yourself.
Thank you very much, Dani. I'm feeling that burn in the front of the thighs.
Ooh, me too.
I might be ready for a big competition coming up, or like the Olympia stage. I don't know.
I won't be competing there with you, my friend, but I wish you luck.
All right, good. Let's shake it out, get ourselves loose again. And now we're going to remember, we're going to bring our heels back where they were. We're going to curl under, nice and tall. Curl and squeeze. 1. Curl and squeeze. 2.
And remember, we've got to think about what muscle groups we're using here. So the back of that leg should be working to pull that heel back. And you take however much time you need to make sure we're using the right things, the right muscle groups.
Thank you very much. That's 7. You guys are doing awesome. 8.
Make sure we stay breathing. Don't hold that breath.
9. There we go. 1 more. Squeeze. And 10. Okay, good. Shake it out. And let's get ourselves ready for our calf raises again, okay? We have our chair or our stool or just ourselves. We're going to go right up on those tiptoes and back down.
And your resistance level is up to you. Even if you're standing like Daron is, if you felt more comfortable or you wanted a little bit more of a challenge and you wanted to hold something in your hands to add a little bit more resistance, you could add some weights here as well.
Absolutely. 8, remember, exhale. And 10. Okay, we got 1 more round to go, family. You got this. Give yourself a shake. Give yourself a pat on the back as well. You're making it to the next round, the final round here. We're going to break for a second and we're going to go right back into it. We're going to start with our squats. Remember, sit in our hips. And also one thing to note, when we exhale, especially when it comes to breathing, exhale on the hardest part of the exercise. So when it comes to the squat, standing up, blow the balloon up, sit down, gather your breath, keep everything tight, stand up and exhale, okay? Let's get this last set, make it our best set, nice and tall, and go. We sit down, exhale up. 1. Sit down and up. 2.
Maybe you want to add a little bit of a challenge on these glute squeezes on your last round, holding for maybe a little bit longer this time. Really feel that burn.
There you go.
This third set, we're starting to notice some things. Some things are happening.
Yes. 8.
That burn is building.
Indeed. 9. 1 more. 1 more. And very good. Okay. You did it. Let's go ahead and get on to our next exercise while we're still on top. So we have our seated leg extensions. Heels out, kick up, squeeze, and back down. Ready, set, and go. 1.
Oh, yeah.
2. 3. Good. Keep that chest up. 4. When the chest caves in sometimes, 5, you may not actually get the best squeeze that you want. 6, in the front of the thigh. When the chest is up, 7, we're helping support our low back and therefore getting a little bit more out of the muscles in the front of the thigh. Sometimes tightness can throw our posture off. 1 more. And good. Okay, shake it out, shake it out. Whew. Getting a good burn in the legs today. How are you feeling, Dani?
I'm feeling that burn.
I am as well. Okay, so our leg curls, heels are up, and we drag underneath and we squeeze. 1. Good. Back out. Drag under and squeeze. 2. You got this. 3. And just as Dani said, you have to use your imagination here a little bit. 4. Really focus on squeezing the bottom of the thigh. And you'll feel that burn. And it'll be a little bit more challenging than you think than just swinging your legs underneath. That's why we add a little bit of resistance or even more friction to get the job done. Good. 1 more. And very good. Okay. Ooh, I feel that.
Absolutely, yes.
So we're now back to our calf raises, okay? Hands here, nice and tall. And let's finish this leg segment the best way we know how with our best effort, okay? Ready, set, and go. Big lift, exhale, and down, up, and down, 2. You see Dani here decided to go an extra level, add a little bit of resistance.
Yes.
That is very good. Always good to challenge yourself.
And it's nice to have options. Some
Yes.
days it might feel right. Some other days, maybe it might not. And that's okay.
Very, very important to note that some days you have a little bit more in the tank, and some days you just need to move. Both are important, and both are very, very good. Okay, 2 more. Good. And
Whew.
1 more. All right. Well done, team. You guys did it. You guys completed the leg section. Now we're going to break for a second. We're going to get ready for our upper body segments. All right, family, we're ready for our upper body segment, okay? So we're going to start with some push-ups, some rows, some runners, and some bicep curls. We're going to show you how to do it all. All we need is some dumbbells here, some bands, or just yourself. You're here, you showed up, and let's get to work, okay? So we're going to start with some chair push-ups. So what you're going to need to do, now this is just the word chair push-ups. You can use a ledge, you can use a wall, you can use anything. This is just a modified push-up. So my hands are going to be on the back of the chair here, and I'm going to walk my feet out just so that my body is in a straight line. I'm going to lower myself a few inches. I'm going to push away. Remember, we talked about that. As I lower, the hardest part is pushing up, so that's where I exhale. 2. Very good. Come up. 3. Dani's got your modification for you.
I'm hitting it with a little banded press here. So you'll see that my arms are moving in the same kind of motion that Daron's are. My elbows are tucking in at my sides as they come in, and I'm pushing out against that resistance on the way out. If you didn't have a band, it's completely okay to do these punches without one. Just concentrate as you punch forward, thinking about strength, pushing your arms as straight as you can get them, bringing them in towards your center just a little bit, and feeling your shoulder blades come apart back behind you.
Thank you very much, Dani. And just to note, I'm at an angle that is a little bit challenging. So the higher up your hands are, whether it be on a wall or whether it be on a higher ledge, the easier the push-ups will be. The closer to the ground your hands are, the more challenging it's going to be. So just keep that note for yourself, okay?
That's pretty challenging right there.
So our next exercise that we have here, I'll just take this band here. We have seated banded rows. So you're going to take either a TheraBand or any exercise band here, and I'm going to have my feet out. Notice how when we did the leg extension and leg curls, I'm right back in that position. My heels are down, and I'm just going to take the band and bring it down in front of the feet.
We're making sure it's around our arches and not around our toes so that it doesn't roll off those toes and come back and hit us.
Absolutely.
We want to be safe.
We want a good and safe workout. So really emphasis on keeping it down by those arches. So I'm going to be nice and tall. I'm going to take my shoulder blades first. So I'm going to pull back, and I'm going to finish with the elbows as I pronounce the chest. When we're doing these pulls, I always try to tell people to imagine Superman when he went inside of the phone booth and would always change out into his costume that he was always wearing. Pull the chest up like you're trying to show the Superman emblem. Okay? So just as he would pull the suit out, the same thing that you're doing here with the bands. Pull and bring that chest up. Many times people pull and cave their chest down. No. As you pull, bring that chest up and feel the squeeze in those shoulder blades, okay?
If you don't have a band, it's okay to use just your body weight. We're squeezing our shoulder blades together back behind. And it's really important not to do this, not to bring our shoulders up, but to bring them back as you're showing off your Superman emblem.
There you go. Thank you very much, Dani. All right. And let's pause. Remember, 15 seconds. Give yourself a little bit of a shakeout. Love yourself a little bit. You're here. You're doing a great job. And now we're going to go into our runners or our arm swings. This is where you can get your dumbbells here. I only recommend about 5 pounds because this is going to get the job done. So we can either go arms bent or arms straight. I'm going to go arms straight, chest up, and all we're going to do is swing and breathe, okay? This is a little bit of cardio, but this helps work on that shoulder joint. And it's really important, like I said, use light weight because the shoulders don't need a lot of weight to get the job done. Dani has her modification.
So just no weights here. And you'll notice that neither of us are twisting from side to side as we're running. We're keeping our core connected and strong here in the center. It's not moving. Our arms are doing all the work.
And when we're exhaling, I might choose an arm that comes up. So right now I'm exhaling every time my right arm comes up. And that just helps keep me consistent with my breathing, so I'm not holding my breath. Okay, couple more. 3, 2, and 1. Very good.
Pretty good burn even without weights.
Oh, it is a good burn. Absolutely. So now what we're going to take is our dumbbells again. We're going to do some bicep curls. So palms are facing forward. I'm sitting nice and tall, good posture. I'm just going to squeeze up to the shoulder, lower back down. 1. Exhale up. That's the hardest part. 2. And 3. Good. Dani has our modification.
If you wanted to do this exercise with a band, you absolutely could. Same kind of presentation as our rows up underneath those arches. We squeeze the band up. We let it release down. If you don't have any weights, you could use water bottles as well, or just body weight like I'm doing here, thinking about squeezing through my bicep and bringing my arm as close as I can to my shoulder and coming down all the way straight at the bottom.
Very good. Thank you very much, Dani, for that. Remember, you being here and you moving along is your best effort, okay? Don't feel you have to keep up with the person next to you or keep up with us. Just take your time. It's a process, okay? All right, very good.
Whew.
Shake it out, shake it out. We've completed 1 round. We got 2 more rounds to go, family, all right? So we're gonna come right back to our push-ups. We're right here on the chair. Dani has our modification.
Absolutely. Pushing forward if you need to push forward. Using that band directly behind us if we need it. And you can kind of adjust your resistance with that as well. If we're just using body weight punches, we want to make sure we're pushing strong. As if, almost imagine someone's trying to take your purse or, take your snacks at lunch. You don't want that person to take your snacks, okay? So you're going to defend yourself, and you would not be wimpy if you were defending yourself.
There you go. And 10. Very good. Remember, modify as you go. Sometimes you're really, really strong and really sharp on the first time. And then on the second round, you have to modify. So instead of being here, move your hands higher. Remember, the higher the hands are on the platform or on the wall, whatever it may be, the easier the push-up becomes. All right? So let's go ahead and get into our seated band rows. Back in our position, heels down, under the arches, nice and tall, deep breath, exhale, shoulders back and down. Superman chest comes through. 2, 3, good breathing. 4, feel the shoulder blades working.
And keep those shoulders low. It's very important that we pull in and down with those shoulder blades, not up.
Good. 8, 2 more. 9, 1 more strong. And 10, very good, team. Okay, let's go ahead and grab our dumbbells now. We have our runners, or if you're just gonna go body weight, that is fine too. Feel that burn in the arms. Exhale every other arm.
Keep that chest facing forward. We don't want to rotate that body.
8, 9, and 10. Good job, good job, good job. So remember, 15 seconds rest. We're going right into our bicep curls. Sit up nice and tall. Squeeze and down. 1. Squeeze. 2.
Don't rush it. We want to make sure we are feeling it in the right places. You know what that looks like for you. If you're not feeling it in this upper front portion of your arm, maybe reevaluate. Relax your hands a little bit. Concentrate on bringing the heel of your palm up towards your shoulder.
Yes, absolutely. And good. Thank you very much. Now, if you don't have equipment, one thing that helps is this principle called time under tension. So just as Dani's going without any weight, when you come up and squeeze, you may squeeze for a little bit longer, for maybe 2 to 3 seconds, and then you release. And you'll still get that same effect as though you have weight, okay? Mm-hmm. So we got 1 more set here in this upper body segment. You guys are doing great. And let's finish strong, okay? We have our push-ups. Would you like the band?
Oh, sure. How dare you take my band?
So now we're going to go into our final section here. We have our push-ups that we're going to start off with. Danny has our modification. Remember, we're going to lower, big breath, exhale. 1, 2, good. 3, feel those arms, feel that chest. 4, try and keep your body as long as possible. 5, so you're not crunching up. 6.
That breath out also really helps to relax your neck. So if we're just pushing and we're really squeezing through our neck, we're really tense there, you're not going to get as good of a muscle engagement in the actual muscles we're trying to work, which would be our chest and our triceps.
Absolutely. Thank you very much, Danny. And also, as we talked about, you may only be able to do 5 reps and then you're feeling the fatigue. Climb up to a higher level. Remember, higher equals easier. We want to complete the whole workout, okay? So let's go ahead and get into our banded rows. Thank you.
You're welcome.
We're going to have our feet out again, right under the arches. Tall posture. And shoulder blades down and back. Squeeze, bring the chest through. 2, 3.
The thing I love about that third set is that we're kind of like experts by now. You've done it once, you've done it twice, you know what's coming, your body's a little bit more used to the position. So now you can really concentrate on getting that little extra squeeze.
Absolutely. And 10, good. I really like how you said that. It's that aspect of last set is the best set. You've put all the work in. Now is where you get to show off for yourself, okay? So we have our dumbbells, we have our runners. 3, 2, 1, and go. Good swings. Exhale, maybe every other arm.
I feel like we could be in a movie.
And 10, good. All right. Let's finish strong. We have our bicep curls. Again, nice and tall. Curl and squeeze to the shoulder. Back down. 1. Good. 2. Not just going through the range of motion. You want to feel that squeeze. Good.
And we want to feel it on both sides. We're squeezing on the way up, but we're coming down all the way straight on the way down. So you're getting that entire range of motion. You're not cheating yourself by doing it just halfway.
Good. Yes. Get good range of motion. Feel the stretch on the way down and then squeeze it on the way up. Very good. All right. Well done, family. You guys did it. Now we get to go to our core segment where we get to work on our abdominals. This helps to strengthen all of the muscles from our shoulders down to our waist, helps to prevent back injury, helps to keep us strong and add some longevity. Okay. So what we have is we have our seated twists, we have our seated knee crunches, and then we also have a plank, which we're going to show you, okay? So the seated twist, you can have a ball or you can just have a weight.
Or nothing.
Or nothing at all. You're going to sit up nice and tall. We're just going to turn to one side and turn to the other side. Every side we turn to now, we want to exhale.
And you want to imagine that it's your core muscles that are creating that twist. We're not just throwing our body around willy-nilly. It's your muscles in your center that are allowing that motion to happen. They're pulling you over to one side. It should almost be tough to talk. You're squeezing so hard.
Absolutely. You feel that one, yeah?
It is a little tough, yeah.
All right. Very good, team. Okay. So now we have our seated knee crunch. We're going to sit. We have a little bit of a lean back. Hands are on the chair. We're going to be nice and tall. And we're going to alternate knees. We're going to bring one knee up. And as the knee comes up, we're going to try and make the knee come up to our shoulder as best as we can and back down. You're going to feel that all in the abdominals, okay? So big breath. Exhale, squeeze. 1. Exhale and squeeze. 2. As Danny said, it should be quite tough to talk as we squeeze.
And if we're struggling on getting these two portions together, moving the upper body and the lower body, you're more than welcome to practice with just the legs first. We still want to feel a squeeze as we lift the knees, but it's okay if we're not totally to that whole crunch yet.
Absolutely. Stay in your range. Burn is your friend. If you feel uncomfortable or in pain, do not do the exercise. Modify it down, okay? All right, 2 more. Last one. Very good. Very good. Okay.
Whew.
So now we're going to go into our planks. So we're nice and tall. We're going right back into that push-up position. We're just going to hold for about 15 seconds. Okay. So I'm here. I have myself in a long position, and I'm just going to hold 1, 2, all the way until we get to 15.
The further his feet go out away from this chair, or the more parallel his body is towards the floor, the harder it's going to be. If you have trouble holding a plank, you're more than welcome to do what we call a pull-off press. You can bring your hands into your center holding a weight or just body weight. Take a big breath in. As you breathe out, push your hands away from you and imagine caving in through your stomach. We're not actually going to arch the back, but we're going to squeeze so tight as if we're scooping ice cream with an ice cream scoop. Big breath in, bigger breath out to push and squeeze.
And we like ice cream, so that's a great motivation right there.
Yes.
Okay, so let's shake it out, shake it out. We have one more round to go here.
I like this. Only 2 rounds on this core section.
2 rounds, yep. Because the reason why we're doing this is because the whole time we have to make sure that our core is working. So even though we're giving more attention to the core now, all exercises previously done have been core based, have had a strong core component.
Especially those exercises that are single-sided.
Yes. And when Dani has brought up, posture and things of that sort, that brings the core in automatically.
Absolutely.
That's why you're probably feeling a little bit burned now. So very good. Let's keep going. Okay. So we're going to start. We have either our weight or our ball. We have our twist. Exhale. Another fun way that you can do this is sit back to back with a partner. And maybe you have a ball and you rotate and you pass the ball to somebody and you rotate and you receive the ball back. You kind of just go in that same motion. Helps keep you both accountable for how far you need to twist, and also getting a good motivation from your gym partner.
You can also lean it back just a little bit if you want to get a little bit more resistance. But again, we want to make sure that we're not hunching as we lean back. We keep the chest open and we take our time rotating from side to side.
Absolutely. So many things can be solved just by having an open chest.
Absolutely.
Really.
Absolutely.
So if there's one thing we would love for you to walk away with, is keep that posture strong, keep that chest up. Everyone's a Superman, okay? Or Superwoman. All right. We're gonna go into our seated knee crunch. We're nice and tall. We're gonna bring that knee in and exhale. Try and bring that shoulder down. 2, 3, really squeeze. 4.
Whew, we are feeling that burn.
Yes, indeed.
And we want to feel it more in our core muscles here in the front than we do in our hips. So if we're starting to feel it deeply right in front of these hip bones, maybe take a second, relax your legs, control that squeeze, and go again.
Absolutely. Thank you very much. And good. Okay, so now we're going to finish off with our planks.
Or our presses.
Or our pull-off presses. So nice and tall, long body. And you're going to hold. Now, remember, if this is too hard, bring your hands up higher or walk your feet in a little bit. One thing that's kind of fun, if you are feeling a little bit more courageous, you can walk your feet back to where there may be a little bit of a challenge and then walk it in a few inches. Walk back, walk in a few inches. That just helps to bring a little bit of fluctuating tension onto the core, okay? And very good. All right, family, you did it. Well done, well done. Now it's time for our cool down section. You guys did great. So just as we warmed up, just as we went through our regular exercises, now it's time to come back down to neutral, have our body mobilized, and to prevent a whole lot of stiffness and soreness, okay? So we're gonna start with a seated thoracic rotation. You're just gonna have one hand, bring your hand across your body onto the opposite knee. You're gonna take the other hand, just gonna open out as far as comfortable. You're not gonna try and rotate to feel your back twinging or feeling pain or anything like that. Just take some good breaths, maybe about 5 to 6 deep breaths. In through the nose, out through the mouth. And what that does is that helps lower your heart rate, helps calm you as well. This is great to do before bed. And then we'll bring ourselves back in. Rotate to the other side, hand across, and open up.
And if it's too tough for you to keep your arm lifted here, you're more than welcome to rest it on the side of your head, still trying to keep your elbow nice and open.
Absolutely. Thank you very much, Dani. Good, calm breathing. Think happy thoughts. Everyone's happy thought should be that they completed a good workout.
Yes.
And that they are motivated to do their next one. All right, let's bring ourselves back. Now we have the doorway stretch. It's really just a chest stretch. All you're gonna do is take your hands up. You're just gonna bring your elbows back, squeeze your shoulder blades, and just bring the chest up. Remember, we talked about posture. Many times our posture can be a little bit wacky just because we're in this slouched position all the time and we don't take the time to open up the chest. So the muscles that should be tighter are a little bit loose. The muscles that should be looser are tight. So this is a great exercise to do to try and open up those muscles and also just help improve our posture. Okay, very good. So now we're gonna go with the seated toe touch stretch, okay? So you can go with your feet out, just how we did in all the other exercises that were seated, especially when it came to our leg extensions. I'm just gonna take a deep breath in. I'm gonna exhale, and I'm just gonna reach for my toes as far as I can go.
If we're concerned with balance, you're more than welcome to do single side here. Just scoot towards the edge of your chair so that you can get that leg a little bit straighter, and always lead with your chest towards your knee as opposed to your nose towards your knee. Keeps that back a little bit straighter.
Absolutely. Thank you, Dani. That brings me to a point while we're still doing this. Sometimes we may just be seated and we know I am not going to get down there whatsoever. So what you can do, just as Dani said, keep that chest proud and just glide it forward. That may be enough. You may only have a few inches in you, but over time, before you know it, you're down, you're down, you're down. My chest is still up and I'm able to reach for the floor or for my feet or what have you, okay?
It's never about being the most flexible person in the room. It's about the quality of the stretch.
Absolutely. Thank you very much, Dani. And good. All right. For our next stretching exercise that we have, we are going to do a seated hip stretch. We're going to cross the knee or cross the ankle over the knee, and we're going to feel a stretch in the hip of the bent knee. Okay?
If we're having a hard time getting our leg all the way up to our thigh, we can straighten that lower leg. You can take it out as far as you need to get that ankle crossed over. We just want to make sure it's above or below the knee, not on top of it. Same thing, we reach forward with the chest to feel that nice stretch. And if that's even too much, just cross the ankles over each other and we can still lean forward here, just making sure that we lead with our chest instead of our nose.
Thank you very much, Dani. Okay, and we're feeling that stretch as we're exhaling and we're breathing the whole time, bringing that chest forward and good. All right, let's slowly come up. We're going to switch sides, cross the knee again, feel the stretch on the other side. Now, sometimes you may notice that one side is a little bit tighter than the other, and that's okay. It's common that we have imbalances. Just spend a little bit more time with that tighter side. So for me, this right knee, the hip of this side is a little bit tighter, whereas maybe I'll do 5 to 6 deep breaths with my left side. With my right side, I might take 10 deep breaths, okay?
And that breath is very important. That breath out is a natural signal for your body to release tension. So when we breathe out very, very deeply, it actually allows those muscles to expand. And if you think about it going to a particular muscle group, it will, which is kind of cool.
Absolutely. Thank you very much, Dani. All right, and let's just come on up. And then let's finish off how we started. Neck rolls, okay? So this one's just gonna be a little bit slower. Just roll one way and rotate down the other way and roll. Just kind of go into that motion. Reach your arms for the floor. Try and get your ear to touch your shoulder. As you're reaching for the floor, feel that stretch.
Without lifting your shoulder.
Absolutely. Your ear should come down to your shoulder, yes.
Mm-hmm.
And one more. Going the other way. And very good. All right, everybody. Years ahead, you did great. We're excited to work with you again. We hope this workout was safe and effective for you, and we look forward to seeing more of your progress as you look to take care of your health down the road. I'm Daron Raynor.
I'm Dani Ondreka, and we'll see you next time.